All right, everybody. I am moving right on from my Mariah Carey transformation look into Reba Mc Entire. Now, as you can see, I have blue eyes. I always put my contacts in before I start my makeup because I'm not used to wearing contacts, and I get my eyes start to water, and then it just screws up all my foundation. So you just put in your contacts first before you start working. What I did to this eyebrow was I have a tutorial on how to cover your eyebrows, and then went over this with a light brown shadow to give you that illusion of the eyebrow. Always go with the shadow first because before you use a pencil or a permanent liner, this way, if you mess up, you could just powder over it and start all over again. But, I got the basis of it pretty well. So then I've already done this eyebrow. You go over it with like a red pencil and thicken it up a little bit, give you a little bit of that arch, and then it gives you a two-dimension look. You have the light brown underneath, then you have the red under above it to where it just gives you a little more of a dimension and doesn't look so harsh, because doing red eyebrows is can wind up looking a little campy if you're not careful. And this double layers it to where it gives it a dimension of red and brown. Okay. Now with Reba, you got to make sure you have your brow bone right. I've taken the burgundy and run along the sides to give me that real nice inset eye space like she has. Reba has really wide eyes, so I always go underneath the inner tear duct line with a white pencil to really open your eyes up. It gives you that really wide open eye effect where you can pull off Reba. See how it opens up your eye? It makes your eyes look really a little bit wider. There we go. Okay. And now you're going to go with a white shadow. This is just benign, regular white. And we're going to go over the top of our lid. You want to get it really, really white. See, I'm going over the Mariah makeup tutorial I just did, so hopefully this helps you just work with like a template of how it should look. You know how to put on your basic drag face, and then with the shading, just like I said, take the burgundy, go down the tips of the nose, go over the bridge because she has a little bump nose. I think she had a little bit of nose work done. So they'll give you a little round tip, and then you go over with just a little foundation, and that'll give you like the real nice little tip that she has, and then pull it over into the corners of the nose also. But she has a really straight, narrow nose. So then we're using the white from Benai to just do the inner part of the eyes. You want that to open up, okay? Now we're going to take a medium makeup brush and then go with our burgundy Benai red right here. Okay, you want to open that eye up and drag this across. Now she doesn't have really big like outset eyes, so you want to make sure you don't go too far over. Okay, you just want to go up and around to give you that open eye effect right there. Don't drag it all the way out to the sides. And then we're going to do this eye with it. Like I said, just right to the corner of the eye. Don't drag it out. You just want to bring it up and across. Okay? We're going to go over the top of our brows with a little more special white. Like I said, I've already done a makeup tutorial before earlier, so this is just I'm applying makeup over the one that I did earlier. which makes it good for a transformation if you want to do both characters in the same night. Then you could go from that makeup to this makeup, bam, bam. Okay, we have that. Now we are going to go with our espresso brown and highlight these areas a little more. Drag it into the corners, run it over the top. Okay, like so. Drag it from the corners, go down into the corners like so. Alrighty, pull that up. So now if you wanted to go a little darker, you can go with your blacks. You could use whatever you want. We could play with a little bit of black and just darken it up a little more if we like. Okay. Now if you go a little bit over the sides and need to touch up, you can always just take your special white, boom, boom, boom. I'm covering up like previous makeup, so just take your special white, and if you go over the edges, just so you can define the eyes a little better, because she doesn't have that, she usually doesn't wing it out to the sides as much as people normally would. Okay. You seeing that? Special white. Okay. This is part 1 of Reba makeup, and when you come back, we are going to finish up the look.